Hello and welcome to another Runescape news video in which we cover the upcoming Halloween event, farming rework, and more. So whenever you're ready, grab your cup of tea, sit back, relax, and enjoy. If you like RuneScape content and want to stay updated with the recent news, be sure to subscribe. So let's kick it off with the Halloween event, which is going to be mostly the same compared to last year's Halloween event at the Draenor Manor. It will run from October the 24th until November the 6th, which is 2 weeks, which will give you plenty of time to collect spooky tokens, the reward currency to use on the rewards. As part of the event, a new Halloween mini-quest will be added to the Halloween mini-quest series, which once completed will give you the Vampiric Regalia outfit and 1000 spooky tokens. By completing this mini-quest and the other older mini-quests, you can get up to 14% more experience from the event during Spooky Time. Spooky Time is an hour-long lasting buff that will occur every 3 hours. This year, there are 2 brand new items, being the Renegade Armor Set and the Death's Mask. It also seems like you're going to be able to collect the 2009 Halloween items, being the Web Cloak and Eek the Spider Pet. Both are very iconic RuneScape holiday items, and in case you didn't know, Eek is a holdable pet, has its own emote, and has some funny chat lines. Alongside the Halloween event, a new Halloween mask is coming into the game, and you guessed it, you can get it from Treasure Hunter. Oh no. Here we go again. I can't say I'm surprised though, because after the massive success that was the Green Santa hat, other iconic holiday rares coming into the game with a different color was basically guaranteed. Now, because so many people went full goblin mode about the Green Santa hat and started to buy ridiculous amounts of keys, I'd like to warn you, don't fall for the slot system. Just use your GP to buy the thing, not your wallet. And if you really want to use your wallet, use bonds and don't buy keys to try and win it, because the only thing you're going to be winning is the race to emptying your bank account. In a recent Jmods session livestream, Jagex and Mod Shogun talked about an update coming in November. This update is supposed to be a farming skill rework, and according to Mod Shogun, it will be a pretty sizable update.
There's a lot more going into this update than just the farming drop table changes. It's a sizable update, really. It's lots of things touching it, so
I think it's going to be comparable to the Divination rework released in May last year, but do not expect it to be anywhere near the mining and smithing rework in terms of scale. It will, however, have a severe impact on the game's economy. So what is the update about? Well, this farming rework is supposed to make farming, or at least farm runs like herb runs, more streamlined and smooth to do. They're going to try to achieve this through quality of life changes and new unlockable rewards, and examples mentioned in the stream are changing how compost is made and used, and being able to reduce the herb growth time from 80 minutes down to 60 minutes so that you can do them in between PVM runs, or sessions. Now, I'll be completely honest, those 2 things don't exactly get me excited to do a farm run in RuneScape, but they did mention it will be a sizable update, so I'm waiting to be surprised. The goal of this update is to make PVM less dominant and breathe life back into skills, in this case being farming. To make herb runs relevant again, they will remove any and all herb drops from every single boss in this game and replace them with seed drops. They will also nerf the amount of herb drops you gain from slay creatures, with examples like abyssal creatures and firewatches being mentioned. Now, you might be wondering, why don't they just increase the amount of herbs you gain from farming while maintaining the current PVM drop tables? Well, Jagex brings up a good point about this, and them not being able to increase the supply of herbs through farming while maintaining the current supply through combat, as that would simply decrease the GP power of both due to oversupply, effectively making these items worthless.
The point is not to punish PVM or nerf PVM, but we do need to unnerf some skills. Some skills have been nerfed by PVM, and it may be that nerfing PVM is the only way to get around that. If something is being flooded into the game on a drop table, then we can't fix that by flooding it into the... Like, we can't buff the skill, because if it's just being flooded into the point where the material is worthless, buffing the skill so it also floods stuff into the game and makes it worthless hasn't helped.
So, combat will kind of be nerfed to unnerf farming. Removing the majority of combat obtained herb drops will heavily impact the GP per hour of many slay creatures and bosses, which have herb drops that make up a large portion of their commons GP per hour, so excluding rare drops. The seeds that will replace these herb drops will likely not be very valuable, as we've seen happen with the Argalasaur pumping out ridiculous amounts of spearweed seeds, but they have a solution, or something that will make seeds a little bit more valuable. The update will increase the amount of seeds you can use per herb patch from 1 up to a maximum of 10. You'll be able to place 1, 2, 4, 7, and 10 seeds in a patch. One seed will give your herb patch a base life of 3, and while picking from that herb patch you have a chance to lose lives. The amount of live scales with the amount of seeds you place in the patch. However, the more seeds you have placed in the herb patch, the less efficient your lives per seed ratio will be. At the maximum of 10 seeds in your herb patch, you will have 15 lives, which is 50% less effective per seed, but that doesn't really matter because you're going to be getting more herbs per patch. I'm curious to see what else this update will change and add to the game mechanically for farming, but for prices, seeds are probably going to go down, unless suddenly, everyone starts doing farm runs. Herb prices are going up. I mean, they're already going up in value after the live stream because people are panic buying them, but that's panic buying. It's not a real indication of what will happen with the prices. I do worry though that if herbs become more expensive, potions become more expensive, which means PVM becomes a little bit more expensive, and you'll be making less money from Slayer and spending more money on potions. It's going to be affecting the game in more ways than you can think of, but what the real impact will be, well, we'll have to wait and see. Another thing that was mentioned, which you might find interesting, is that they did say that they don't think that stone spirits are a high priority fix.
Yeah, there's a few comments in the chat about like how we could and should fix stone spirits. I'm interested in that. I don't, as I said, like I feel like the net impact of stone spirits on the game is sometimes your boss drop isn't that great, and I'm not trying to say that isn't a problem, but it's not like of all the things that need fixing in RuneScape, like occasionally a drop isn't that valuable, isn't like the worst thing in the game right now, and it's not my highest priority to deal with.
I mean, it isn't the end of the world that you occasionally get a bad drop, but that's very subjective, of course. If you're loading next for the first time and you're getting Necrite stone spirits, that isn't exactly fun and motivating. What I do find surprising is that they have not given stone spirits another use, for example in the invention skill, to be disassembled for components based on the tier of stone spirit, because while that wouldn't really exactly fix the problem of stone spirits being a bad drop, it would make them a little bit more valuable both for main accounts and for Iron Man. Kind of like elite dungeon relics, except they aren't alchable. One final thing I'd like to mention before ending off the video is that a good selection of known Jmods have moved on to other jobs, including major names like Mod Raven, aka the Quest Man, and Mod PI, aka the Combat Man. It's a real shame to see such talent leave the company, but sometimes I guess that's just for the better. I wish them the best of luck in their future endeavors. With that being said, if you enjoyed this video and found it interesting, leave a like down below and maybe even consider subscribing, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.